Welcome everyone to this presentation on the AuScope Geochemistry Network project. My name is Brent McInnes and I am the project coordinator for the AGN, and I'm privileged to be able to speak to you today on behalf of the team that are jointly collaborating the delivery of this project. Before we proceed further, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today. In my case, here at Curtin University, they are the Whadjuk people. We recognize the connection they have with land, sea, sky, and waterways for tens of thousands of years. As many of you know, AuScope is a central provider of research infrastructure to the Earth and geospatial sciences community. The aim of the AuScope program is to create wide and open access data infrastructure. And many of you might be wondering what sort of activities are supported in the geochemistry community. Until about 2020, AuScope was supporting individual facilities at Curtin, Macquarie University, and Melbourne University. And these teams of universities put together a program to communicate and get feedback from the community on what should be the mission for AuScope in terms of geochemistry infrastructure. And we had some very good meetings. The origin story here is that it all began back in the days of Tango, where there was an annual meeting of geochemists that got together in places around the country to discuss what the key issues were for the community going forward. Some of the drivers and challenges that were acknowledged were that geoscience agencies are increasingly reliant on university research infrastructure to generate data to deliver on their missions of mapping the continent. However, the university budget environment is one that's currently highly stressed, as you know, due to COVID. There's significant pressures on maintaining current technical and laboratory staffing levels. And with an aging instrument fleet, you have higher maintenance and operating costs, and that's unsustainable. The other drivers were things like grant agencies and publication policies, which placed a higher expectation on making data open and available. And this was complicated by the fact that some of our technologies, some of the laser labs, for example, are churning out unprecedented volumes of complex analytical data. And there just doesn't exist geochemistry data management infrastructure to make this data openly available, unless some investments were made. The other issues we found were that when researchers were retiring, that there wasn't any mechanism for preserving their legacy samples and their data collections, and there was a great risk of these being lost to the community. And I think that one of the key outcomes was that we were able to achieve a shared vision, the need to collaborate on projects of global significance, such as that involving the energy transition and the need for new sources of critical minerals. We needed to collaborate and work together on upgrading our instrument fleet. We needed to improve the ability of industry and others to get access to our facilities. And we needed to participate in the data science revolution that's sweeping the globe in many areas. And this would require being able to better manage our data in the labs and make it available to the users as required by their grant and publication policies. And finally, well, what could we do to preserve legacy sample and data collections? We created a collaborative project to run for 2 years. We're just past the first year of that. And the objectives of the 3 university nodes were to promote existing national capability in geochemistry infrastructure, to promote new investment, in open access facilities, to increase industry and end user access to facilities by making it more easy to find where the facilities were available. We knew that we had to train a new generation of geochemistry data scientists. And we also wanted to be able to support best practice data management. And we needed to find ways of doing that. And also, yes, how do we work on preserving these legacy data sets of national collab significance? So the AuScope Geochemistry Network project involved a number of outputs so far. We had a very successful webinar series, which continues. This is being another example of a webinar series. In this webinar series, we introduced all of the labs that were currently participating. We talked about new ways of preserving legacy sample collections, and we introduced new techniques to the community. And this is all available on YouTube. And hopefully the next generation of data scientists will be able to see where we started from. We have two major products being released this week at the AuScope conference: AusGeochem, which is a sample registry and fair data repository, and LabFinder, which is a web application tool for helping external users find the right technique and the right labs to deliver solutions that they require. We haven't done this alone. We've had a very successful collaboration with a small Australian company called Lithodat, and Lithodat has a cloud-based geospatial data platform, which we've been able to collaborate on developing and making it useful specifically for the geochemical data that we're producing and that the community needs. And such as uranium lead SIMS geochronology data, laser ablation data, argon data, and low temperature thermochronology data. And to do this, we've had to bring in experts outside of the existing nodes. And these experts have been participating as expert advisory groups and have advised us on the best way to build a common technique-specific data model and interlaboratory metadata templates for standardizing the input of data into the data model. So this has been a fantastic collaboration with experts around the country. And in terms of preserving legacy data sets, we've had two major collections in Australia to work with. We have a McNaughton shrimp collection of 1,095 geochronology samples that is now archived by GSWA. It's available for research. All you need to do is contact GSWA to get access to the samples, and you can find all the samples on the AusGeochem platform. And the Melbourne Thermochronology collection on the right-hand side is a tremendous collection of apatite and zircon that has been extracted from a number of lithologies around the world. And here's the data set from Australia, and it is quite remarkable. And we're looking forward to sharing that information with you. The new exciting directions that we've got planned are to expand the AGN, a new project called the AGN Plus. The AGN Plus is fueled by $455,000 in new funding. The project will start in January and will run for 18 months, where we hope to establish many new AGN nodes. The funding will be used for supporting new geochemistry data science roles. And these people will be helping to upload new data sets and data models into AusGeochem, as well as making sure that the labs and the techniques available in their institutions are incorporated into LabFinder. And also for any sample collections that may need to be preserved at their institution, that we have an ability to support that as well. So these node applications will be available in November next month, and look forward to talking to many people about it. The principal contact is Dr. Alexander Prent, who's the AGN coordinator. And yes, we're looking forward to working with many of you on this exciting new phase. So thank you for your time. There's more to come. We have the Geochem and Lab Finder talks. Meanwhile, if you need to find any more information about us, you can either go to the AuScope page, the Geochem page on AuScope, or look at the Geochemistry network on YouTube. Thank you for your time.